Okay, so when I ask Muslims why they follow Islam, the most common response that I hear is, well, because the Quran is a miracle. Well, then I ask them, what is it about the Quran that makes it a miracle? And here's the top 4 responses. Number 1, the beauty and the eloquence of the Quran. Number 2, the scientific miracles. Number 3, the numerical miracles. And number 4, the preservation of the Quran. For now, let's just consider the first one, the beauty and the eloquence of the Quran. But before we do that, let's come to some sort of understanding of what a miracle is, okay? According to Oxford dictionaries, a miracle is defined as an event that's not explicable by natural or scientific laws that is then attributed to a divine agency, right? In light of that definition, let's see if this claim should really be considered when qualifying the Quran as a miracle, okay? Let's do it.
When these people first heard the Quran, they were overwhelmed by it. People were becoming mesmerized by it. Even people that weren't interested. Somebody said, did you become Muslim? He said, no, but I was compelled by the eloquence of that language.
Okay, look, I have to admit, the Quran can be quite mesmerizing. And truthfully, when it's read in a melodic fashion, it's considerably overwhelming, right? But does that mean it's a miracle? Not quite. There's plenty songs out there that can bring a tear to a person's eye, right? And quite frankly, the charm is there. I mean, and think about it. There's beautiful aspects to many religions, but that doesn't mean that those religions are from God because of their beauty and their charm. Well, let's see what Ahmed Deedat thinks about that.
And I was telling somebody this morning that if charm can convert, charm. I said I would be a Christian. I would have been converted. But you see, the charm is there. But I say the theology is not right.
For example, I learned in a Ta'leef class that there's a particular verse in the Quran, that chapter 74 verse 3, that it can be read the same way forward and backward, sort of like a palindrome. A palindrome is like a word like race car or Hannah, right? This is a perfect example of why Muslims say the Quran is a miracle. I mean, there's no way Muhammad could have wrote these things down and worked through them to form such a literary style. I mean, he was illiterate. Let's get one thing straight. The argument that Muhammad was illiterate plays absolutely no significant role in the wow factor of the structure of the Quran. For 2 reasons. First, the Quran was produced during a time where the art of poetry was flourishing, okay? And poets of that day, they were extremely sharp, right? And they were praised for being able to remember pages worth, books worth of material. And the second reason is, Muhammad wasn't even the one writing down the Quran. He simply recited and other people wrote it down for him. So what do we have? We have memorization and we have dictation. Neither of those require literacy. Now let's remember that the definition of a miracle is an event that cannot be explained by natural or scientific laws that's subsequently attributed to a divine agency, right? The Quran certainly can be explained. Let's take Eminem, for example. The guy can freestyle. No prolonged thinking, no forethought. And he creates some of the most complex literary material ever. In the game. We're talking about jaw-dropping wordplay, insanely vivid storytelling, all right? The guy can use almost every style of poetry, all at the top of his head. And he's not the only one. There's a guy who goes by Joyner Lucas, right? He has an entire song where you can read it forward and backwards, palindrome style. And it all forms a coherent story. And are these miracles? No! There's no need to attribute Joyner Lucas, Eminem, or Muhammad's poetry to any divine agent, because people can and have been putting words in whatever order and in whatever style they want to. For centuries. Side note, I know some of you guys are thinking to yourself right now, who is this black guy? What does he know about Islam? He doesn't speak Arabic. He doesn't get it. It's okay, he doesn't get it. But look, let's just deal with the issues. Okay, I grant the fact that a person may need to know Arabic to fully grasp the wow factor of the poetic genius of Muhammad, but that same person does not need to know Arabic to make an informed decision and reject the claim that the Quran is a miracle based on its beauty and eloquence. Why? Because we know that human beings are capable of formulating extraordinary pieces of literature without having to attribute it to a divine agency. Here, ponder this. Is placing words in a specific order impossible for humans? Is clever word choice impossible for humans? How about this? Is a beautiful melodic structure of words impossible for humans to achieve? Look, although impressive, the Quran doesn't possess any literary impossibility, okay? The Quran may be unique in style, but it doesn't require any divine hand to be explained. Hence, the beauty and the eloquence of the Quran should not be considered when claiming that the Quran is a miracle. Hey look, thanks for watching.